Star Wars miniatures, my top 10 universe choices. Here you can see my universe set checklist, probably from my first booster that I kept. But let's jump right into it. Number 1. This is going to be the Tusken Raider on Bantha. I always love this model just because of how cool it is. It's basically just a Tusken Raider riding a Bantha. It was awesome for role-playing games as well, because let's be real, a lot of people use these for role-playing games as much as they did for the miniatures game. And it's it's okay in the game. I didn't use it too much, but anyway, you can see it here. Next on my ascending list, 2 and 3, which are the Yuzon Vong Subaltern and the Yuzon Vong Warrior. Obviously, they go together. Shit. These are from the expanded universe, but back then, remember, Disney did not own Star Wars, so these were, for all intents and purposes, canon. Here's the 2 sculpts. You can see the paint job's a little rough, but they're great anti-Jedi Force user miniatures, anybody with a Force rating, and they pair really well with another miniature on my list. So, next is the Flash Speeder. Honestly, how could you not love it? It's one of the coolest things the Naboo have. I can't say I used it too terribly much. It was a later edition. Most of these are my original collection. This was kind of after some dust on it. Wow. This was added later on, but just an absolutely fantastic looking model. And it, really captures episode 1 for me. And I don't think those guys have legs, but anyway. Number 5 is the Vornskir. I think it's the Vornskir. This ranked higher for me than the Yuzon Vong because it has a lot of their same effect, but it's a fringe unit, so you could easily pair it with your kind of loyal guys. The model's kind of interesting. It's very expanded universe looking to me, even though it kind of looks like a Dejaric, sort of. It's really just an interesting looking piece. Number 6, the ATST, the ATST, the All-Terrain Scout Transport. How could you not love it? 54-point model, and it is worth every penny if you can take it, especially if you're playing on a more open sort of map. With that damage rating, it's just great. The model, I always loved it. The eyes are closed, the eye viewports, and then my other one, both pulled from boosters, split right there, and I had to glue it. So there's a big wad of super glue there. Anyway, it's a cool model. It's just so tall. I like the Legion one quite a bit better. But it was always fun to use. Again, not a staple. Next, Princess Leia Rebel Hero. This was a mainstay on my Rebel list for a long time for only 14 points. And her awesome commander effect pairing well with melee units. She is awesome. She allows you to get away from... basically avoid attacks of opportunity. And the model's cool too. It's obviously based on Endor. I remember where I pulled her. It was in Pennsylvania, and I'm not a Pennsylvanian, but I was there over the Christmas break, and I pulled her out of a pack. So nice to have her. Actually, I think she came with the ATST. Dash Rendar, straight from the Shadows of the Empire. What a crappy model, in my opinion. Just not. I mean, he's an alright Fringer unit, but I loved the sculpt of the model. I used to use him in West End games, Star Wars, all the time. I mean, look at his cool model. Plus, if you played Shadows of the Empire on N64, you obviously have a soft spot in your heart for him. But he's not great, especially when I show you my next one, which is Luke Skywalker on Tauntaun. Also sort of an overwhelming model, but if you look, he's only 16 points. The sculpt is fantastic. For 16 points versus Dash Rendar's 21, he is far better. Now you could argue, oh well, he's Luke Skywalker. Yeah, but he's just, 3 force points is just amazing. Yeah, he's only rocking 10 damage compared to Dash's 20, but I mean, just not. I mean, Opportunist is good. Don't get me wrong, because he can pump it to 30 damage, but those force points really, I question the pointing of those models, especially coming from the same set. So here you can see an amazing sculpt. Still looks great in my opinion. There's the base. For those of you who don't know for some reason, you can find out information on the model at the bottom. And my last choice is the Night Sister Sith Witch. Now, this is before a lot of the Clone Wars stuff came out that really explored them. So they were really heavy EU, but I loved the Night Sister Sith Witch. I won a couple tournaments using her with Vader and a Dark Side Adept. The model you can see, very simple, kind of Harlequin looking, really. But it's just red with sort of the black and white face paint and the red lightsaber. But one of my favorite models to use. In fact, I still use her if I run a list. So they used to come with these awesome checklists. There's the AT-AT. I have one, which is awesome. He's sitting on the shelf right now for the Empire. Anyway, I'm going to make some more of these. Hopefully you liked them. Thanks.